What's going on, guys? Here with some breaking Jets news. Earlier, just an hour ago, the Jets have released a statement. Woody Johnson released a statement that they will be parting ways from Robert Saleh. The Jets cut their ties with Robert Saleh, fire him after a 2-3 start. A lot of Jets fans, the world of football right now is shocked, and I'll give you my reaction, along with what this means for the organization. But I am surprised. Hearing this news, I am slightly surprised. Not that I don't think that it's worth happening, but I am slightly surprised. Now, the reason being is that even back with the Gase era, when we had one of the worst teams in Jets memory, he rode out the season and completed. He wasn't fired until after the season. And Woody Johnson, if you look at his history, that's something usually he doesn't do. He usually allows the head coaches to finish off their season and part ways. Now, could this year be different considering the fact that we've started 2-3 and we've lost two winnable games, very winnable games that should have went to us? Going into that year, I had the Jets beating the Broncos. I had the Jets beating the Vikings, and we weren't able to do that. So Jeff Ulbrich, a guy who I'm really high on, is named the interim head coach. We've seen teams go on a run and flip the narrative. Last year is a prime example of Josh McDaniels of the Raiders. They weren't finding their team's identity. Josh McDaniels wasn't getting the job done. They fire him, promote Antonio Pierce. They start going on a run, and so the whole world right now of football seems to be very split and confused, and definitely after starting 2-3, I didn't see this coming this early with Woody. I mean, the Jets have defended Robert Saleh thick and thin, through thick and thin. I mean, Joe Douglas drafts Zach Wilson. He's a dud. We started off strong, surprisingly, because of that defense, and we just weren't able to execute. Last year, we could bring Aaron Rodgers in the building. You all know what happens 4 plays in. We had one of the best Jets defense performances all season that I've seen last year. We won some games, but we weren't able to get into the playoffs. I mean, let's look at Robert Saleh's record ever since he came with the Jets. 4-13, 7-10, 7-10, 2-3. He only has one more year on his contract. If he failed to get the Jets into the postseason, absolutely he would be gone. Especially this year, this was it. So I think what this means is that Woody Johnson and the Jets locker room did not believe in Robert Saleh to get the job done this season with the New York Jets. We don't know how long Aaron Rodgers is going to be here. It's 5 games in, and he's already banged up with a low ankle sprain. He's been hit numerous times. The bottom line is that every single year, the Jets have, since Robert Saleh was under head coach, he was in charge of us, we lacked accountability. And there was no accountability that occurred. I will tip my hat to Robert Saleh's defense. He was able to develop numerous players under his regime, his 4-3 defensive style regime. And I said this before. This is where things get sticky because I literally would not be surprised if he leaves here and becomes an excellent head coach elsewhere. Like if he gets fresh air, a new scenery, a new opportunity. It's very hard for head coaches and for quarterbacks and for all of these premier, talents, these jobs to develop in this market. I believe in Robert Saleh's defense. I believe that he is an incredible defensive mind. And just like how Todd Bowles gave us a 10-6 season in 2015, and just like he got fired too, and now he's a great head coach with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he won a Super Bowl being Bruce Arians' DC, and then now has been implemented a winning culture going forward. Could I see that happen? Just like how the Jets said goodbye to Geno Smith, said goodbye to Sam Darnold. Could I see him moving forward and going to a new team and doing well? Absolutely. I'm not going to write off Robert Saleh. Maybe with the New York Jets, it was inching to that point, but I'm not going to write off Robert Saleh's career. But the truth of the matter is that when the Jets step foot on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, we did not have accountability. There was no accountability last year, or my bad, last week, 2 weeks ago, when we beat the Denver Broncos. We lost to a rookie, someone who had -7 passing yards at half. He was just saying stuff about the cadence, about how, he never said anything about, oh, we lost this game. I need to be better. I need to, work on these things. We came out unprepared. That's a reflection of me. That's what a head coach should say. And the Jets promote Jeff Ulbrich, a guy who I'm very high on. I believe that he would have been poached and taken as a head coach. I think that this is a guy that is deserving to be a head coach in this league. He can do it. He's a former player. The players respect him. He's going to bring the energy. He's going to look out for the guys. So, I mean, look, I think that this is a move that if the Jets seriously wanted to look cleaner out there, a move where if we wanted to, like, this is my argument to the Jets fans. I see things from both sides, right? It's almost shocking that the Jets now have fired him after defending him year after year after year after year after year. So, yeah, firing him 5 games into the season is a little early, but I will say this. I think Robert Saleh has shown the New York Jets and us enough of his lack of accountability and execution. And if the Jets really, there's 12 more games, there's 5 more divisional games. The game against the Buffalo Bills could change our season. We'll be first. If we can get this win, we will be first in the division. But if the New York Jets want to save our season, if we want to be on a run, to change things, to have a new scenery, a fresh start, you can't wait until week 12. And then all of Jets Nation is going to be asking, why has Robert Saleh not been fired? He's never had a positive record as whole head coach. All the Jets fans would blame Woody Johnson. It seems like this is a business move to keep fans in the building. And Woody Johnson, that's what he does. It feels like they got off to the wrong start that none of us wanted, that none of us expected, and something needs to happen. So I feel 50-50 on this move. I'm excited to see Ulbrich and to see what they do, and I think that the team is going to be amped up with a new scenery. It's a fresh start. Like, they can have the mental of, okay, we're 0-0 right now. We're starting over. Let's get this win against the Bills. This is a new regime. So, thank you, Robert Saleh, for the things that you have done for us, developing some great players. Quincy Williams, you developed Sauce Gardner into a great player. DJ Reed came in. I mean, the defense, he snapped the defense into shape. And he did a lot for our defense. And I would have wished it to work out for you. I defended him for a while. I defended Robert Saleh for a while, but there was just too much talent on this Jets roster to move on, to not do well. There's too much talent. There's no excuses. We had the Zach Wilson excuse last year. There's no excuses. And before all the anti-Rodgers divas come in, or, the ones that think that Rodgers is a diva come in and say, oh, Rodgers is governing this organization. It's like, come on. It's not like you guys said that Saleh needs to go yourself. And when there's countless penalty after penalty and these play calls and the game management and the time management like this, that's a reflection of their coach. So, but Nate Hackett is still the offensive coordinator. Those are things that also does not make sense to me. Why is Nate Hackett still the offensive coordinator? We shall see. If Saleh got left and dumped at 2-3, I'd say that Nate Hackett is probably on the hot seat as well. So here's my thoughts. Long video walking through the whole 9 yards of this situation. Definitely surprised to hear this early, that is, but excited to see the new future. Excited to see what Jeff Ulbrich can bring. Like I said, Robert Saleh has never brought us a positive record while he was a head coach. I still have faith in him elsewhere. I still think that in a smaller market you can get the job done. But we give credit to you and what you've done to our defense, and I think this is a move that will satisfy the players in the locker room going forward, especially since the window is too tight with this Aaron Rodgers-led team. All right, we'll keep you guys updated. I'm going to make a video soon talking about how this may affect the Davante Adams trade. And thanks for listening. I appreciate every single comment, every single like. Share it to all your friends. More content coming out soon. Go Jets.